Hey guys, miHoYo just released Kazuha's character teaser on their official website, and yeah, let's go through it really quickly. So Kazuha, his main weapon will be a sword, and he has an animo vision. Alright, according to miHoYo, Kazuha is a support character who increases party damage. So, as miHoYo's design, Kazuha will be a 5-star animo sword user that is his strongest role would be support. So looking at his talents, normal attack Garu Blade Work. His normal attack performs up to 5 strikes, while his charge attack uses about 2 rapid sword strikes with the use of some stamina. So looking at the video, so this is his charge attack, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it seems like his 3rd and 5th attack also has multi-hits. Moving on to his talents, Chihaya Buru. Seems like there are 2 modes to it, a tapping mode and a holding mode. So while you're tapping, it seems like you can use his elemental skill in the air. And holding mode seems like in the video, it'll create a greater animo AoE damage field. And just lifting him up. Moving on to his plunging attack, Midare Ranzan. So within 10 seconds while he's in the air, after using his elemental skill, it seems like he can do a plunge attack, dealing AoE animo damage. Looking at his elemental burst, it seems like Kazuha unleashes a autumn whirlwind that comes into contact with any of the following elements, and it will deal additional elemental damage of that type. So this is the field. His casting animation creates a field around there, and you can see that in the field, the monsters are taking continuous swirl damage. Okay, so we're on Honey Impact, and we're going to take a look at Kazuha's percentages. So his Ascension stat, Elemental Mastery. At Ascension 6, level 90, he gains about 115 Elemental Mastery. Going back to his normal attacks, as usual, his normal attack does 5 strikes, while his charge attack does 2 strikes. So taking a look at his normal attack string at around level 6, seems pretty average compared to the other sword users. And of course, a charge attack not being the highest. I think the highest would be Jean at around 240% and Kaching around 220, 230. Moving on to his elemental skill at level 6, 268% press skill damage and about 265% hold skill damage. Press skill damage, 6-second cooldown, and his hold would be 9%. Also taking a look at his plunge damage, not the highest either, but still pretty good. And then his Elemental Burst, level 6, around 367. DOT damage is around 168%, and additional 50%. Duration would be a 8%. 8-second duration with a CD of 15, and requires 60 energy costs. So about you can have about roughly over 50% uptime. So going next to his passive talents, Cloud Strider. So it decreases party stamina by 20%, very similar to Kaya and Razor. And his Ascension 1 talent, Soulman Swordsmanship. Basically, whenever his elemental skill comes in contact with any of the following elements, the elemental skill absorbs the element, and while using the plunging attack, he deals 200% additional damage. Moving on to his Ascension 4, upon triggering a swirl reaction, all your teammates and party will gain an elemental bonus to the swirled element. So for every 1 elemental mastery he has, he increases it by 0.04%. So in other words, every 100 elemental mastery that Kazuha has, he'll increase the elemental damage of the swirled element by about 4%. Okay, so for Kazuha's best weapons, for 5-star, I would obviously recommend the new Freedom Sword. Not only has the highest base attack, a very lengthy passive that you can take a bit to read yourself, but it also gives Elemental Mastery. At level 90, it gets 680 base attack with 198 Elemental Mastery, further increasing his supporting capabilities. For the 4-star swords, and also his best free-to-play sword, I would personally use the Iron Sting. Iron Sting with 510 base attack and 165 elemental mastery. So not too shabby considering a 4-star sword. For a 3-star sword, though I do not recommend it, you can use a Dark Iron sword with 401 and 141 elemental mastery. For Kazuha's recommended artifacts, I would personally go the 4-piece Viridescent Veneer set. Not only does the 2-piece increases animo damage, but the 4-piece also increases swirl damage as well as further decreasing the opponent's elemental resistance. So for the Sands, Goblet, and Circlet, I would run full elemental mastery, just to fully bring out Kazuha's supporting capability to his party. So if you're unable to get the 4-piece set, some other good options would be the 2-piece Wanderer's Troop, as well as the 2-piece Instructor set. So these both give elemental mastery, and it's just to further, just to further increase his elemental mastery as well, to further his team's damage. And there you have it. This has been my overview of Kazuha, his best weapons, artifacts, and I hope you are all excited to play through his story quest in the next week. Or if those are pulling him, I hope you win your 50/50s. And, as always, I'll see you in the next video.